Hold on.
Nope.
All right, folks, buckle up because today's hearing is not your typical sovereign citizen nonsense. Usually, these people storm into court talking about living men and common law copyrights and how the government has no authority over them. You've heard it all before. But this one's different. We've got a sovereign citizen who, get this, actually wants a lawyer. Yeah, I'll say that again. A sovereign citizen who wants legal counsel. I didn't think I'd ever see the day. I mean, these are the same people who scream that attorneys are agents of the state, right? But here we are. And trust me, it only gets stranger from here.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you today?
Not too bad. Feeling a little rough, sore from being in a holding cell 3 days, but other than that, I'm okay.
All right, let me call your matter so we're on the record, please. People of the state of Michigan versus Drew James Peltola, 247819 SM. Mr. Peltola appears from the Dickinson County Jail. Counsel at first appearance is Abby Anderson, who appears via video Zoom. And the prosecution is not here today of their own choosing. Mr. Peltola, before we went on the record, indicated he could hear me adequately and he was all right other than being sore from being in the holding cell for 3 days. In respect to the matter, then, Mr. Peltola, I do have an advice of rights here with your signature. I do see it looks like the copyright insignia. I know that we have discussed the issue of the sovereign citizen in the past. Mr. Peltola, can you tell me what your position is today, please? After telling me what your full legal name is, if you would.
Okay, I'm an appellation known as, all capital letters, Drew James Peltola, with a common law copyright as a sui juris human, as a non-citizen, a non-American national. That's defined in the United States Code. I'd like to have my lawyer finish talking. She told me not to talk unless she could talk first.
So the hearing kicks off and the judge asks him the simplest question in the world. Sir, can you please tell me your full legal name? And that's when the circus begins. This man says, and I quote, I'm appellation known as all capital letter Drew James Pella with a common law copyright as a sui juris human. As a non-citizen American national. What does that even mean? Is he introducing himself or filing a trademark application? Like, who wakes up and decides their name needs a copyright symbol? And then he actually asks the judge, do you want my copyright on this? You can literally see the judge.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Anderson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have discussed these matters with Mr. Peltola. First, he agrees to be referred to as Mr. Peltola for purposes of these hearings. We have gone over both the advice of rights for misdemeanor and bond violation. He indicated he understood and signed both. As to the allegations, we went over the maximum penalties. We would waive the formal reading. He is tendering not guilty pleas and requested an attorney. Ms. Mashik-Lasala has assigned Nancy Schaub to represent him.
All right, very well. As indicated by Ms. Anderson, Mr. Peltola has agreed for purposes of his criminal prosecution to be referred to as Drew James Peltola. His position in respect to how he should be recognized legally has been stated for the record and is preserved for the record, as well as stated on the advice of rights form concerning both the general misdemeanor advice of rights. Although the bond violation advice of rights doesn't so indicate, the court will recognize his position for purposes of both advice of rights. Concerning the matter then, is this a good mailing address for you, Mr. Peltola, on River Street in Niagara?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just trying to move back into Michigan. So I've been working and that's the address that I use because that's my domicile. I always return to every day or once a week or whatever. Because the Michigan residents, I'm not even sure. I would not like to talk about that in court, but I'm trying to move back into Michigan. I'm just having a heck of a time doing it.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do then, Mr. Peltola. Over there. Let's see if I have one in my file first. Ms. Anderson, I don't see a waiver of extradition. It sounds like he's going to need to go back and forth to Wisconsin, and we'll address that momentarily. In respect to the matter, though, Mr. Peltola, there is a waiver of extradition form over there at the jail. I'm going to have you sign that if you need to go into Wisconsin as part of this. In regard to the matter, then, what?
How do you want me to sign this? If you want my copyright, do you want me sui juris? Just so you understand, like I wasn't trying to harm you or any other woman.
Go ahead.
Do you want
What?
do you want my copyright on this? Do you want me as a human or me as a sui juris non-citizen national?
I just want your signature and the date, and whatever you want to put in addition to that is fine with me.
All right, thank you. Can I have a pen?
Trying to keep a straight face while this man is over here asking if he should sign as a human or as a sui juris national, whatever that means. And here's the wild part. His own attorney jumps in like, Your Honor, he's agreed to be referred to as Mr. Pela for purposes of these hearings. Translation, please don't hold his nonsense against me. You can tell this poor lawyer just wants to make it through the hearing without losing her mind. Meanwhile, the judge is being patient, honestly too patient, going over the formalities like nothing strange just happened. But then, out of nowhere, Mr. Pella starts talking.
Your Honor, while Mr. Peltola is signing that, we did discuss the waiver of extradition. He just wanted that answer clarified prior to signing, but he is aware of what the waiver of extradition is.
Very good, thank you. All right, I'll enter not guilty pleas on behalf of Mr. Peltola. Ms. Anderson indicates that he's qualified and he is being assigned by MIDC. Ms. Schaub, we're going to set bond violation hearing. We might as well do the pretrial at the same time. And a jury trial as follows.
Do you want the jury trial within 20?
Yes, just to be safe.
Okay. Pretrial conference and bond violation hearing on February 21st at 1:45 p.m. Jury trial, March 8th at 9 a.m.
All right, you'll get these dates in writing, Mr. Peltola. In respect
Yes.
to the waiver of extradition, then I want to go over it with you briefly as well.
All right, cool.
In
I can wait.
respect-
You want me to stop filling this out?
Really, all you need to do, yeah, go ahead. You finish, and then I'll go, and then I'll talk. You let me know when you're ready.
I'll just sign it real quick on the bottom of it and they can take care of the rest of it. I'll sign it properly. The bottom law might be wrong. It's been a while since I've read the Unified Court, but I believe this is right. I signed it for you correctly. So.
All right, perfect. All right, if you give that to the jailer, Mr. Peltola, I want to go over with you what it means to sign that waiver. I know we've done this before, but I'll just refresh your memory. And let me start by saying, so long as you come back to court voluntarily for all your court appearances, this does not become
Okay.
relevant. But if you don't come back to court, let's say, for example, you stayed in Niagara or somewhere else like that, normally you're entitled to what's called an extradition hearing before you are returned to Michigan to fight the charges that you didn't come back to court for.
Yes.
Under an extradition hearing umbrella, you have the right to an open court hearing. You have the right to have a lawyer at that hearing. And if you're indigent or without funds, one is assigned for you. The purpose of an extradition hearing allows you to challenge the legality of your arrest and return to Michigan. For example, you could demand issuance and service of a Michigan governor's warrant for your arrest. You have the right to obtain a writ of habeas corpus. Like I said, all to challenge the legality of your arrest and return to Michigan. When you sign a waiver, what?
I said I won't resist, man.
I'm just explaining to you what that document is that you're signing, okay, for the record, that's all. I'm not suggesting, implying, or anything else. I'm just explaining, all right?
Thank you.
All right, so when you sign that waiver, then what that means is, and like I said to start with, so long as you come back to court, everything is hunky-dory or everything is all right. But if you don't come back, when you sign that waiver, you have given up your right to that type of a hearing that I just explained. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so that's what that means. So when I'm setting bond, I need that form back because I'm going to do the following in respect to your bond. And this can cover both the bond violation and the underlying charge of disorderly. All right, first off, you must sign a waiver of extradition as a condition of your bond. So long as you do, you can go back and forth between Michigan and Wisconsin for residency, court appearances, family visitation. If it expands beyond that, talk to your lawyer first, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you are not to purchase, possess, or consume alcohol or non-prescribed controlled substances. You must submit to random PBTs and drug screens as a condition of your release. Don't go into
Yes.
businesses that sell alcohol for use inside, such as bars and taverns. Do not engage in any assaultive, threatening, harassing, or intimidating behavior towards any person while you are on bond. All right, so you are in one of those unique positions, Mr. Peltola, where you have come before the court for your arraignment. Already behind you, or what you're being arraigned on, is both the underlying charge and a bond violation. So usually people will have an underlying charge and then whatever, week 2, 3 later, they come back with the bond violation. And when people are arraigned, I always give them a talk and tell them that if you come back with a bond violation, you're going to make it really hard for me to say, gee, I should let you back out into the community again. You, however, have not had that talk. You are having it today, and you are having it on both the underlying charge and the bond violation.
About his mailing address and how he's trying to move back to Michigan. And he's saying it in this super suspicious tone, like he's confessing to a top-secret mission. He even says, I don't want to talk about that in court. Sir, you literally just told the judge you're a copyrighted human being. What part of this is too private to share now? Anyway, the judge brings up a waiver of extradition form. Pretty standard stuff when you've got ties to more than one state. And this man suddenly asks, do you want my copyright on this, or do you want me as a human? At this point, I think even the jail guards were trying not to laugh. The judge just calmly says, I just want your signature and the date. She handled it like a pro. But I've got to be honest here. This sovereign...
So my pep talk is this, Mr. Peltola. I'm going to set the bond accordingly and give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you come back in here with another violation, I'm going to say, gee, Mr. Peltola, I had the talk with you and you went out and did the same thing I told you not to do. So I'm telling you, don't violate your bond and make me have a reason to keep you in custody pending resolution of your case. I'll set your bond right now at 1,000 PR. That's on both the bond violation and the underlying charge. They're going to let you back out, Mr. Peltola. Don't go back out and start drinking and do this again because, like I said, you'll leave me no choice. All right?
Oh, Your Honor, honest to God, I'm not even on drugs anymore. I wasn't sick. The only reason.
Hold on.
Nope.
I can see Miss Anderson almost doing cartwheels back there. She does not want you to talk until you have a chance to talk to your lawyer. Is that right, Miss Anderson?
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Peltola, do you understand? She wants you to talk to your lawyer before you tell me anything, all right?
Yes, I understand, Ms. Lacoste, or Judge Lacoste.
Thank you, Mr. Peltola. We will see you soon. Your bond will come over, your writing dates, your lawyers. Make sure you call her when you get out and, you know, have a meeting with her. All right, Mr. Peltola?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything else on this file then, Miss Anderson?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Peltola.
You as well.
Thank you.
Citizen has me completely baffled. He's rejecting the government, saying he's not a citizen, claiming all these strange legal statuses, and yet he's politely following court orders and relying on a taxpayer-funded lawyer. Like, pick a lane, buddy. You can't say the government has no authority over me and then immediately say, my lawyer told me not to talk. It's almost like he's trying to play both sides of the system at once, and doing a terrible job at it. And believe me, it gets worse, because this man is about to talk himself straight into trouble. You can actually see his attorney trying to stop him, waving her hands, practically begging him to stay quiet. But does he listen? Of course not. And that's where things take a very interesting turn. So right after the judge explains what this extradition waiver means, basically, if you don't come back to court, you can be dragged back from another state. This guy jumps in again like, I won't resist, ma'am. Now hold on a second. The judge wasn't asking him to resist. She was literally just explaining paperwork. But you can tell this man lives in his own world. She stays calm, keeps it professional, and says, I'm just explaining what that document is that you're signing. Honestly, I've got to hand it to her. This judge has the patience of a saint. Then she goes over his bond terms. Pretty standard stuff. Don't drink, don't do drugs, show up to court, don't harass anyone, all the usual. But remember, this is the same guy who's already violated his bond before. Yeah, he's already messed up once. And now he's standing there trying to act like he's a model citizen. And the judge actually gives him a chance. She sets bond at $1,000 personal recognizance, basically saying, I'm trusting you to do the right thing. And right then, this man starts talking again. He goes, Your Honor, I swear I'm not on drugs anymore. I wasn't sick, the only reason, and boom! The judge cuts him off instantly. You can literally see his attorney in the corner waving her arms like she's guiding an airplane. She's practically doing cartwheels to stop him from talking. The judge jumps in. Hold on, hold on, hold on. She doesn't want you to talk until you've had a chance to speak with your lawyer. And all this man can do is sit there like, Yes, Your Honor. Now, here's the part that had me shaking my head. He's sitting in court, claiming he's sober and turning his life around. But the only reason he's sober is because he's been locked up in a holding cell for 3 days. Like, my man, that's not a lifestyle change. That's just forced rehab. You almost feel bad for him, but at the same time, it's like, come on. This is the same guy who just called himself a non-citizen American, national with a common law copyright. And now he's begging to get out on bond like any other defendant. That's the thing about sovereign citizens. They'll reject every law on the planet until those same laws can help them out. Suddenly, the legal system is valid again when it means freedom. But honestly, the judge handled this one perfectly. She gave him the benefit of the doubt but made it crystal clear. If you come back here with another violation, I'm done. And that final moment, wow. The judge tells him, call your lawyer when you get out. Make sure you meet with her. He says, yes, Your Honor. And you can just feel his attorney breathe the biggest sigh of relief in the room. Because let's be honest, this guy almost snitched on himself mid-hearing. If the judge hadn't stopped him, he might have confessed to something that would have landed him right back behind bars. It's almost like watching someone slowly dig their own grave while smiling. He doesn't even realize how close he came to blowing up his entire case. But what really gets me here is the irony. This so-called sovereign citizen wants nothing to do with government authority. Yet the second things get real. He hides behind a court-appointed lawyer. It's like shouting, I don't believe in gravity, and then grabbing a parachute. This case just proves how bizarre the sovereign citizen movement has become. Half of them are angry at the system, the other half are begging it for help, and somehow both groups think they're winning. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. This guy may have walked out of court today, but if history tells us anything, he'll be right back. What do you guys think about this one? Should the judge have even given him bond after a violation, or was she being too kind? Either way, that's another wild day in American courtroom chaos, where sovereign citizens meet reality, and the law always wins in the end. If you enjoyed watching this train wreck unfold, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more courtroom insanity, because trust me, we're just getting started.